Hey, Dr. Vuong here. How are you doing? I have a new special segment for you. This is called Money Monday, Money Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday, something like that. We'll figure it out. But today I'm going to talk about how your obesity is related to money and how we need to get your money straight, right? That's the focus for this month. And it's really super important because most of you watching me right now, you're interested in trying to lose weight, or you've had weight loss surgery, or you're regaining weight after weight loss surgery. And it's super important that we start talking about how you keep that weight off. And I promise you that your obesity is related to money. Have you ever said eating healthy is too expensive? Come on. Comment if you've ever said eating healthy is too expensive, or you've heard someone say that eating healthy is too expensive. If you've done that, then this video is for you. Think about it, right? Now, my point to you is this. Your obesity fat brain, your fat brain has convinced you that that's true. And you've seen it in commercials, and you've seen it, with your friends and your family. You've seen it with your coworkers who think that they can only afford McDonald's for breakfast or Subway $5 sandwich deal for lunch. And you think that eating healthy is too expensive. Have you ever said the dirty cousin to eating healthy is too expensive? I can't afford to go to that restaurant. Here's a really sneaky one. We're saving it for a special occasion. Have you ever said that? We're saving for my anniversary dinner. What if y'all don't make it to your anniversary? You ever think about that? God forbid, what happens if he dies? Or what if you find out your husband's gay? Well, there goes your anniversary dinner. Right? So those are sneakier ways that we say things that basically says it's coming from a place of lack. Okay? You're lacking. So here's my point. Eating healthy is expensive. Really? Relative to what? Relative to what? I want you to write that down. But relative to what? Because if you're hanging around a bunch of people, or you have this mindset that thinks that you can only afford fast food, or you have to eat sandwiches, or you're on a budget, right? Relative to what? So maybe a nicer restaurant is more expensive. Maybe, $15 on lunch is a lot for you. Maybe, even some nicer chain restaurants like P.F. Chang's, might be considered too expensive. But relative to what? I'm gonna tell you that maybe eating healthy is a lot cheaper than a heart attack. Think about that. Maybe eating healthy is a lot cheaper than your insulin injections and your diabetes pills. That's assuming you don't have retinopathy from your diabetes and you can't see. You don't have kidney failure from your diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke out. And that's assuming you die. Now, that sounds terribly morbid, but it's true. Dying from a heart attack is a hell of a lot cheaper than surviving a heart attack. Dying from your diabetes is a lot cheaper than going on dialysis. Trust me, it's true. So eating healthy is expensive. Relative to what? Relative to surgery? Relative to toe amputation? Relative to a kidney transplant or a pancreas transplant? You understand that patients who have transplants, they have to have a lifetime of care. They have to be on chronic, lifetime immune suppressants. They have to take pills that suppress, right? So I propose to you today that you shift your framework. Stop saying that eating healthy is too expensive. In fact, every time you hear somebody say eating healthy is too expensive, you need to pop! Wake them up, baby. No, it's not, okay? And that's just relative to your health. What would you give for another day of health with your kids or your spouse? How much is that worth to you? How much is that worth to you? to have one more healthy day. Now, I said healthy day because a lot of people think about your deathbed. If you're dying, now this is lucky if you don't die in a car accident or suddenly from a heart attack. But what if you are dying slowly of maybe cancer? And you know, like Steve Jobs, he was dying of cancer and he knew the end was close. What would he do for one more day to spend with his kids or his wife? What would you do? Okay? What would that be worth to you? Now, here's my point. I'm not even talking about your death day. I'm not even talking about your death day. I'm talking about all your sick days. You can't walk far enough. You can't walk across the parking lot. You can't play with your kids. You can't take them to the park. Even if you could take them to the park, you can't run around with them. You're winded going for one route pattern, playing football or catch or sprinting. Think about that. Not your death days. I'm talking about your living days. How expensive is that to not be able to play with your kids, to not have intimacy with your spouse? Even if you afford, even if you decide that you can go to your dream vacation of like the Greek islands, right? But who would want to walk around in a bikini? Do you want to walk around in a bikini in your current state? Right? What happens? Do you freak out if you forgot your insulin pins, your needles? What would you give for that? I'm here to tell you, eating healthy is much cheaper than all of that. All that regret, all that sorrow. Okay? That's point number one. Point number two is this. A lot of people who are going to watch this video, they're going to say stupid ass shit. And the stupid ass shit they're going to say is stuff like this. They're going to say, Dr. Vuong, money doesn't buy you happiness. Hey, I didn't say it did. But you know what? Broke doesn't buy anything else. If money doesn't buy happiness, broke don't buy anything else. People go, Dr. Vuong, money doesn't make you happy. I didn't say it did. But everybody wants to find out for themselves. Ain't that true? Everybody wants to find out for themselves. Now, if money is not that important, people say money doesn't grow on trees, Dr. Vuong. They'll say stupid stuff like money is the root of all evil. That's not true. It says the love of money is the root of all evil, not money. Okay, the love of money. So let's get our biblical quotes right. Even if you believe in the Bible, I don't know. You might not believe in the Bible. All right. But here's a thought about money that that comes from an author, and I can't remember, the last name is Patton, but it says money, the purpose of money is to express appreciation. Think about that. The sole purpose of money is to express appreciation. That's really powerful. For anyone who thinks that money does not bring you happiness, I propose to you that quote. The true purpose, the sole purpose, the only purpose of money is to express appreciation. So when your husband buys you that nice dinner that you've been putting off because you think you can't afford it, that's his way of showing you appreciation, that he loves you. When your spouse, cooks a nice fancy dinner for you with ingredients that are way too expensive, or buys you your favorite team jersey, or buys you that diamond ring, or a lot of people are saying chocolate, buys you the fancy chocolate. It takes money to buy that fancy chocolate to show you appreciation. You get that? When a parent puts their daughter or son into soccer, the parent is doing that as a form of appreciation because you are my child and I want the best for you and I want the most for you. Do you understand that? And when the child puts on those soccer cleats and plays her heart out, she's showing appreciation for those cleats that you had to pay money for, right? So the sole purpose of money is to express appreciation and to show love. And if love is important to you, then it's going to take money. And it doesn't, and I don't mean it makes you a bad person if you don't have money, because there are bad people with money, amen? I mean, if you're an asshole when you're broke, you're going to be an asshole when you got money. Isn't that true? Next thing I'm going to tell you is this. Money is an accelerant. You know how like gasoline or kerosene is an accelerant for starting fires? Money is an accelerant for you. That means not only does it help you get what you want faster, but it brings out your true character. If you're an asshole when you're broke, you're going to be a bigger asshole with money. If you're a liar or untrustworthy when you're broke, you're going to really be untrustworthy without money. I mean, with money. If you're scamming people when you're broke, you're going to scam people when you have money. Is that true? And it doesn't matter if you're a business person, and it doesn't matter if you're a president of a big company or a president of a small company or you're a politician. The money is just going to bring out your true self. It's going to be an accelerant. So if that's true, if it's an accelerant, then I prefer to use money to be an accelerant for my dreams. And my dreams, therefore, better be aligned with what it is I'm trying to do with my one and only life. So if my dreams are to help as many people as I can, then I'm going to need money to help those people. I am going to need money because at some point I've got to get out of just my cell phone. I really need to build a studio. I really need to hire an entire team. I really need to create better videos, quality videos, so that way I can deliver my message to you guys, to help you, right? To have a larger impact on the world. And that just takes money. It just does. And I don't really care what you think about me. And if you think that I'm all about the money, or you think I'm just trying to sell you on a course or sell my books, I don't give a fuck what you think. I am aligned with my mission of trying to help people. Does that make sense? So, money does not bring you happiness, but neither does being broke. And I have had both. And let me tell you, you want to be the girl or the guy or the gal with the money, okay? Think of the money as having options. So if you've ever said, we can't afford to go to that restaurant, let's say you've got 5 restaurants to choose from. 3 of them you afford, 2 of them you can't afford. If you had money, you have all 5 options. If you don't make that much money, you might only have 4 options. If you're really broke, you might only have 1 option. If you have no money, you got no options. Does that make sense? So the money is just giving you options. And it doesn't get better just because you're retired. And just because you're retired and you're living on a fixed income, that's no fucking reason to stay there. To stay broke, to stay poor. You live in America, okay? Tip number 2. Money is an accelerant for your dreams and your goals and the life you want. And your life includes your health. And obesity, whether you want to face it or not, is keeping you from that life that you're meant to live. Cool? Have you ever said, I'm a stress eater? Dr. Vuong, help me with my stress eating. And I'll go, okay, well, this is what you need to do. Oh no, I could never do that. Why not? Now think about this. What is it you're stressing about? What do most people in this world stress about? And it doesn't matter what country you live in. But we'll take America, for example. What is 95% of the things that people stress out about? I promise you, it's money. I can almost boil down things that you worry about down to money. Okay? So, now I made a list for you. All right? Let's say you want a raise. That's a money issue. Let's say you want a promotion. That's a money issue. Let's say you want a job because you currently don't have a job. That means you're worried about money. Because you can't pay your bills. That's a money issue. Because you want to go on vacation, but you can't afford to go. That's a money issue. Or instead of going to Disney World this year, you're just going to have to take a road trip to Lake of the Pines in East Texas or somewhere, some lake nearby you. Okay? That's a money issue. Let's say Christmas is coming up. That's a money issue. And because you're stressed out. How am I going to pay for it? But see, we go blind. We go blind starting around December 1st about money. We just like, I'll put it off till the credit cards come due in January. Okay? What about your kids' soccer practice, piano lessons, private school, college? Those are all what? Money issues. Right? Now, some people are sitting there going, no, Dr. Vuong, I'm worried about my mom's cancer. Well, that's a money issue too. Because you're thinking, how am I going to pay for that? My mom just broke her hip and it stresses me out. No. Well, it stresses you out because you don't know how you're going to pay for it. Who's going to care for mom? Who's going to care for grandmom? If you had money, you would just hire a live-in nurse for a little bit. That's all. It's a money issue. And you got to remember, I say this with a lot of love because I take care of all, patients. And also, my dad died of cancer. I'm telling you right now, cancer is a money issue. Because, let me ask you this question. What's the number one cause of cancer? What's the number one cancer in America? Lung cancer. How do people get lung cancer? 90% of them get it through smoking. Why do they smoke? Stress. Stress about what? Money. I mean, it's crazy. And if you add up all the money they spend on cigarettes, fix a lot of problems right there, right? But people still do it. Well, why? Because no one really taught them the value of their life. And the value of their life is added up through dollars. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's true. Because someone just posted, and this is very true. I'm stressed out about time, Dr. Vuong. Well, have you ever heard the saying, time is money? Money is time. There's a lot of truth to that. I didn't get it. I thought it was like a cute saying, time is money, yeah. No, it's true. If you could make more money, then you wouldn't have to work as much. Is that true? Totally true. That's all you're doing when you go to a job. You're exchanging your time for money. You're sitting at an office for 8 hours, and then at the end of 2 weeks, they're going to give you $1,500. That's it. They're giving you $10 for your hour, right? So time is money, right? Now, let me tell you that. If time is money and money is time, then why the fuck do you waste your weekends? Why would you waste your weekends on something like football, watching television, doing nothing? You're wasting your life. You're wasting your life. So therefore, if life is time, because you're going to eventually run out of time, you're going to die, and time is money, then your life is money. And if your life is money, here's my question to you. What value are you putting on your life? My dad taught me this when I was younger, and I didn't get it because I was too young to understand it. The minimum wage at that time back in the 80s was, $2.50, $3. And my dad used to say, Duck, man, minimum wage, to exchange exchange $3 for someone's life, $3 an hour is so cheap for someone's life. $3 an hour is so cheap for someone's life. And this was back in the 80s, and I said, but Dad, you're making $18 an hour, which was a lot of money at that time. He was working in a factory and working overtime. And I said, Dad, you're making $18 an hour. That's a lot of money back then. And he looks at me, he goes, Duck, even $18 an hour is so cheap for someone's life. It's still so cheap. And he goes, I feel like I'm in prison every single day when I go to work. Now, whether people want to admit it or not, most people, 80% of people, are disengaged and dissatisfied with their jobs, which means they don't want to be there. 80% of people, that was a Gallup poll, they are disengaged in their jobs. They don't really care, right? Now, we sit there and we say, well, yeah, we're disengaged from our jobs, but you forget your job is your life, because you're wasting or spending or losing 8 hours of your day to that activity, that job you don't really like. No, Dr. Vuong, you don't get it. I really like my job. Do you really? Okay, if you really like your job, let me ask you this question. Would you do it if they didn't pay you? Imagine this. You come into work on Money Motivation Monday, and they say, Mary, we love to have you here. You are doing such a great job. This company could not run without you. And you go, oh, that's awesome. And then they say, yeah, but we're no longer going to pay you. Would you keep that job? Say, Dr. Vuong, that's ridiculous. I've got bills to pay. That's my point. You're stressing out about your bills. I'm a stress eater, Dr. Vuong. I'm a stress eater, Dr. Vuong. Help me with my stress. Okay, make more money. Handle your finances. Read a book on finance. Start a side hustle. Download my free PDF. I cannot believe it. I thought I was going to change so many people's lives with this free PDF on money. And it's been the worst performing one. Like, no one clicks on it. I normally get about 10,000 page visits and 5,000 signups for every free PDF I get. This one has 2,000 visits, 1,000 signups. It's ridiculous. Think about this. One of the most important things you need to understand and control in your life, people are ignoring. Which takes me to my last point. You should not be taking advice from these people. You should not be taking life, because life is money. Money is time. Time is life. You should not be taking advice from the average person who will not, stubbornly, for whatever reason, will not download a free PDF that could change their lives on money, because they think it doesn't apply to them. But they know it does. They're just ignoring the truth. Right? Now, think about this for a second. If this video was called the #1 recipe to lose weight, I'd have 1,000 people watching this video. But if I say, hey, obesity and your money, how many views am I really going to get? Think about that. So for the ones of you still watching, this is really key. You've really differentiated yourself. So what I want you to do is comment right now. Make a comment and say, I want my money life to change. I need help with my money life. I need a mentor. I need someone to help me with my business. And what I want y'all to do is to go through and scroll the comments and reach out to each other. Because this is a small video. This is only going to be a few people who watches this video and takes the time. So right then and there, you've already self-selected yourself. Does that make sense what I'm saying? You've self-selected. You guys are the ones who really want to, more awake than the average person. So you're more likely to have a meaningful conversation if you will reach out, comment, and then comment to somebody else and say, oh my gosh, I'm from Texas too. Where do you live in Texas? I need help. What are you doing for your side hustle? And just continue the conversation. And let's build this community, right? My proposal to you is that every Monday, if I can, I want to do a Money Motivation Monday. Sound good? A Money Motivation Monday where we grow this community. I put out content to help y'all. We start talking about mistakes that I've made, mistakes that people have made, the mistakes that, ripping people off. And it's not to shame anybody, but it's to, I promise you, it will change your relationship with food if you have more money. It will change your relationship with stress, emotional eating, hiding when you eat. It will change your value system about how you view yourself. If you have more money, you will not put junk food in your mouth because you value this body. But that starts with getting your money straight. Does that make sense? I love this. I love it that you guys are already starting to comment. I am personally going to go through these comments and start committing with you guys. All right? What do you guys think? Motivation. Money Motivation Mondays. Let's do this. Money Motivation Mondays. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you at the next video. I know we're onto something big. If you are a frustrated network marketer, I invite you right now to join my network marketing group. It's a great product. It's the HEH gel. I will personally mentor you and train you. I have a ton of content. I'm creating a platform for it right now with a bunch of videos. I will send you links every single day. Plus, you get 2 free tickets to my Velocity workshop in Vegas. Vegas Velocity Conference, February 2019. This is not meant to sell you on to joining my team, but just know that it's out there. Okay, just put in there, I'm interested. Just comment, I'm interested in the HEH gel, and I will help you out.